Sam Platisky, and I'm here with Nadia.
Hello, aka Streetwalker.
If this isn't a different part, if this is before that segment, this is going to be really confusing, and it's not going to be my fault. We are part of Comic Book Fans United, but Nadia created a sister group to Comic Book Fans United called Femme Fatales. Tell us a little bit about Femme Fatales.
Well, I originally created the group for not only for women who are interested in comic books, but you know, men and women. Men who support women who read comic books and women who enjoy it. So, I would have to be a little bit bluntly honest during this whole interview, but the reason why I made this whole group is so we can have, originally CBFU, you know, they wanted more women in the group, and I said, well, let's make it more, you know, female oriented, you know, put it in a way where they can be more interested in it. So I said, well, why not make a group specifically for that? But I kind of feel like I failed the group a little bit because it's kind of been like, where's all the girls in the group? I've been putting things up, and it's mainly, I have to say that I give credit to all the admins in CBFU that participate in the group, but it's not enough female input in there. It's literally just me and CBFU. So I really encourage all the girls in CBFU and Femme Fatales who like comic books, who even just books in general or comic book related movies, put your input in there, say whatever you want to say, doesn't matter. So, yeah, basically, even if you want to start reading comic books, I can even suggest things in there. It's, you know, really nothing to be picky about, you know.
So I think that's good. We want more interaction on both pages with our female, you know, fans of comics and geek culture. And to that end, I would say if you're interested in being on this show with us, we would love to have you. So email us, write us on the page, either Femme Fatale Facebook group or the CBFU Facebook group. Write on the comment section on this YouTube video. Let us know that you want to be in this, or let us know what you want to talk about.
Or even if you have any questions, any suggestions about anything, go ahead. If you want to just start reading comic books, I can suggest a few things. It doesn't matter. Like, my favorite comic book is Emma Frost. It can't get more cornier than that. I'll be honest. So, you know, feel free to put your opinion in there.
What would you recommend for a woman who's not really a comic book reader but wants to get into it?
I would suggest things that are not too, you know, that doesn't just like push them right into comic books, because they may get bored or just be like, I'm not really into this, and just put it down and just give up on it. Like, what I started on was, you know, like I said, my favorite one was Emma Frost, because it shows how her powers started off. You know, it wasn't just like, yay, X-Men, because then, you know, they were going to be like, well, okay, I don't know who these people are, whatever, geeks, screw comic books. But it shows her life when she was young, and it has a lot of like female problems in there too, you know, like when she was younger, you know, like people, when they hear of Emma Frost, they're like, okay, this, you know, skinky looking or whatever.
It's the White Queen.
Yeah. But anyways, when she was younger, like there's so much more to her than people even know. The reason why she is the way that she is because she's extremely insecure, believe it or not, because when she was a younger girl, she used to get picked on in school. She had, you know, like daddy issues. She didn't get along with her family at all. She ended up running away from home. It's a really good story. And also, if you're really into, you know, romance and stuff, I would suggest Dark Angel Saga, because the interaction between Psylocke and Angel was just, it's really good. Like, screw Twilight, 50 Shades of Grey, any of that crap. Like, this is better than any of that put together. And even just the end, you will cry at the end. It's just so good. So those...
I agree with that a lot. It's really good. You know Why the Last Man? Why the Last Man by Brian K. Vaughan?
No.
It's about the last man on Earth. All other men, there was like a disease that killed all other men. And so like America, the world is like just, you know, women. And it's a really good read. I mean, it's one of the, people say it's one of the best runs of a comic book. And, you know, I think so too.
There you go.
Yeah. But Fables is another good one. I don't know if you know Fables.
Yeah.
Fables. It's like fairy tale characters come to life.
I have to put in there.
really
I
good.
just read, not to interrupt you.
No.
Pretty Deadly, the first one. It's a mix of, and I love westerns, so, but it's a mix of fairy tales and like westerns, and it's just the first book is just so interesting because it starts off with like this, you know, first they start talking about it's weird. It's not gonna make sense when I'm saying it now, but it starts off with like this butterfly and this bunny, and they're talking to each other, and then they introduce this girl, and she's telling this story about this, you know, girl named Beauty who got married. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. But it's so good, you have to read it. And
It's by Kelly Sue Derenick.
and the art is amazing. I know Bleeding Cool
Rios.
gave it harsh reviews saying, oh, blah blah blah, the art looked unfit. The art is amazing, the colors, everything is good. I think the writing is amazing. You just read the first page and you just get sucked into it. I have like no complaints about that book whatsoever.
Have you read Saga?
Yes, and that
Saga's
one's good
really
as
good.
well.
I think for people who don't like superheroes or whatever, it's just a really good love story.
It may seem a bit weird because there are some weird things in there.
TV
Just slightly.
guys with TV heads with gay porn on it, but
Yes.
it's for the poor. It's good. It's really good for like new readers of all kinds.
And especially if you want, like, you know, to read something about with a female who totally kicks ass. Because she totally
Yeah,
kicks
she
ass.
takes over
Literally
from him. She's
kicks
like
ass.
she wears the pants in that relationship, and it's just a really. But they're like it's a really good relationship.
Yeah.
You know, it's really healthy and like loving.
Down to earth,
Yeah.
realistic type of relationship.
Yeah, which you might not see in like.
Which
a lot
I
of comic
think
books.
girls should be reading anyway. I don't think you should be, you know, like. I'm not going to get into that.
We'll
You
get
know,
into that in a future episode
yes. One of my
when she's
rants.
not outnumbered. Cool.